Good evening, visitors. Welcome to the Australian War Memorial's Last Post ceremony. My name is Holly Pritchard, and joining us today from the Australian Army is Corporal Daniel Free. We welcome the veterans who have served, those that are still serving, and the families that love and support them. We also warmly welcome Flight Lieutenant Richard Caesar Thwaites, retired, representing the Air Force Association. The live stream of this ceremony is made possible by the Returned and Services League of Australia and the RSL and Services Clubs Association. We welcome members who are watching the broadcast of this ceremony across Australia. During this evening's ceremony, wreaths will be laid at the base of the Pool of Reflection by visitors to the memorial. If you are able, please stand and join in singing the national anthem.
Australians, oh, let us rejoice, for we are one and free. We've golden soil and wealth for toil, our home is got by sea. Our land abounds in nature's gifts of beauty, rich and rare. In history's page let every stage advance Australia fair. In joyful strains then let us sing, advance Australia fair.
The Australian War Memorial was the vision of Charles Bean, Australia's First World War official historian. Bean landed with the troops on Gallipoli and stayed with them at the front through to the end of the war. The idea of this national memorial and museum came to him at Pozières, France, in the depths of the bloody fighting of 1916. Bean's idea was that this would be a place where families and friends could mourn loved ones buried in faraway places. It would also be a place that could help all Australians understand what these men and women had endured and what they had done for us. Bean's vision, to which we remain true, is best expressed as inscribed in the entrance to the memorial's galleries. Here is their spirit, in the heart of the land they loved, and here we guard the record which they themselves made. Tonight, we will read the story behind just one of those on the Roll of Honour, which lists the names of more than 103,000 men and women who have given their lives for us in war and on operations for more than a century. But first, we present a lament, Flowers of the Forest. Wreaths and floral tributes will now be laid at the base of the Pool of Reflection.
Today, we remember and pay tribute to Pilot Officer Harold William Bird. Harold Bird was born on the 3rd of August 1915 in the Adelaide suburb of Ethelton, the son of David and Hilda Bird. He attended Woodville School and went on to work as a clerk at Goldsborough Morton Co. On the 18th of November 1939, Harold Bird married Joyce Biddle. The couple bought a property in the Adelaide suburb of Shettleham and established a home. Harold Bird enlisted in the Royal Australian Air Force on the 25th of April 1942. After initial training, he began training as a pilot, attending elementary flight training school at Parafield and service flight training school at Malala. Less than a year after enlisting, on the 6th of March 1943, he embarked from Melbourne, bound for overseas service. As part of the Empire Air Training Scheme, he was one of almost 27,500 RAF pilots, navigators, wireless operators, air gunners, and flight engineers who throughout the course of the war joined Royal Air Force squadrons or Australian squadrons based in Britain. Arriving in the United Kingdom, Bird attended further training before joining Number 19 Operational Training Unit. It was based at RAF Kinloss in the northeast of Scotland, and with this unit, Bird trained as a member of a night bomber crew. On the 8th of May 1944, Bird transferred to Number 77 Squadron, RAF, operating as part of Bomber Command. Number 77 Squadron flew Handley Page Halifax 4-engine bombers and was based at RAF Full Sutton in Yorkshire. Just over a month after joining his first squadron, on the night of the 16th of June, Pilot Officer Harold Bird was the pilot of a Halifax that took off from RAF Full Sutton at 11:15 p.m. It was detailed to bomb Stärkrade in the west of Germany. Nothing was heard from the aircraft after takeoff, and it failed to return to base, one of the 7 aircraft that failed to return from the mission. The crew were initially declared missing, but it was later established that it had crashed in the sea off the coast of Holland and that all had been killed. Sergeant Reginald Castle Hall, Sergeant Alfred Fremantle, Sergeant John Lauder, Flying Officer Stuart Mackey, Flight Sergeant Frederick Meehan, Flight Sergeant Warren, and Pilot Officer Harold William Bird, who was 28 years old. Bird's body was recovered from the sea and buried at Terschelling General Cemetery on one of the group of Frisian islands located off the northwest coast of Holland. His name is listed on the Roll of Honour on my left among almost 40,000 Australians who died while serving in the Second World War. His photograph is displayed today by the Pool of Reflection. This is but one of the many stories of service and sacrifice told here at the Australian War Memorial. We now remember Pilot Officer Harold William Bird, who gave his life for us, for our freedoms, and in the hope of a better world.
Please stand for the reading of the Ode and the sounding of the last post.
They shall grow not old, as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun, and in the morning, we will remember them. lest we forget.
We leave you this evening with the words of the memorial's founder, Charles Bean. Many a man lying out there at Pozières or in the low scrub at Gallipoli with his poor, tired senses barely working through the fever of his brain has thought in his last moments, well, it's over. But in Australia, they will be proud of this. Ladies and gentlemen, girls and boys, that concludes the last post ceremony. On behalf of the Director, staff and volunteers, thank you for visiting the Australian War Memorial today and for your continued support during the Memorial's development project. We wish you all a very pleasant evening.